Hello everyone, my name is Vindhya and I am studying 4th semester MCA at Maharaja Institute of Technology, Mysore, and my register number is 4MH20 MCA 90. Today I am going to explain about the business etiquette. Firstly, introduction. Business etiquette. What is business etiquette? Business etiquette is a set of rules that govern the way people interact with one another in business, with customers, suppliers, with inside or outside bodies. It is also about conveying the right image and behaving in an appropriate way. The basis of business etiquette is about building strong relationships in your field by fostering better communication. This can only happen when those you work with feel secure and comfortable. Although basic business etiquette may vary from country to country, some principles stand the test of time and geography. And the next one is basics of business etiquettes. The first basic thing that we need to know is arrive on time. In the business world, it is best to observe the old rule 5 minutes early is late. Allow yourself enough time to arrive promptly, take off your coat, and settle in a bit. Arriving at a meeting exactly at the appointed time can make you feel rushed, and you will look it. Time is a commodity. By being punctual, you show you respect others. And the next one is dress appropriately for work. While appropriate dress certainly varies from field to field and climate to climate, some things remain the same. Clean, pressed clothing without any loose threads or tags and relatively polished closed toe shoes are a must. Look at the people around you for ideas on what sort of clothing is standard. And the next one is speak kindly of others. Taking care to greet your co-workers and remembering to say please and thank you make a tremendous difference in the way they perceive you. Your good manners show that you acknowledge those around you and are considerate of their presence. Avoid discussing political or religious matters. Keep the conversation focused on non controversial topics so your co workers find you easy to talk to. That sort of diplomacy is the basic idea of business etiquette. And the next one is avoid gossip or eavesdropping. So, gossip and eavesdropping are childish behaviors that have no place in the workplace. If you hear a rumor about someone in the workplace, do not pass it. Do not pass it on. People don't always know or remember who starts a rumor, but they always remember who spreads it. If you walk into an area and it seems your coworkers don't know you are there, make sure to greet them politely to remove any chance that you accidentally eavesdrop on their conversation. Show interest in others. Showing interest goes beyond business etiquette into general politeness, but it bears repeating when speaking with someone. Show you are truly engaged. Do not play on your phone or computer, and if you have to answer a communication, say, "Excuse me, one moment, I am sorry." Maintain friendly eye contact. Listen, people will remember how to make them feel, and nobody wants to feel as if they are ignored. Watch your body language. In the Western world, A handshake is still the typical greeting. Say hello with a firm but quick handshake. This handshake is the extent of how much you should ever touch a coworker when in doubt. Just don't touch. Hugs or other types of affection that you share with friends and family are out of place in the workplace. And the next one is introduce yourself and others. Sometimes you can tell people do not remember your name or position. Introduce or reintroduce yourself quickly if that seems to be the case. If you are with a coworker who is new, take the time to introduce him to others. It helps to have a friendly person make you feel comfortable in the office. And next one is don't interrupt others. When you have a great idea or suddenly remember something important, it can be tempting to blurt it out. Do not do this. Interrupting the person who is speaking sends the message that what she is saying is not as important as what you have to say. Demonstrating you are an attentive listener is the backbone of diplomacy. And the next one is mind your mouth. Using vulgar language is a surefire way to become unpopular in your workplace. Vulgar language includes swear words and judgmental language. Business etiquette requires being constantly mindful that you are in a diverse environment with people you do not know on a personal level. Speak as though someone from human resource is always listening. Next, consume food and drink correctly. If you attend an after hours work event, do not drink too much alcohol. When at work, take care not to bring particularly malodorous foods that everyone in the office can't help but smell. Don't make noises during or after you eat. No one wants to hear that. At the heart of these 10 basics of business etiquette is diplomacy. Taking care to treat everyone as the valuable people they are says a lot about who you are as a person. That is the kind of care people notice and want to be around. Embrace the basics of business etiquette to become a lasting employee or to advance through the corporate ranks. And the next one is rules for business etiquettes. The first one, always use names in a meeting. It is easy to forget people's names when in a business meeting, and for this reason, it is a good idea to write all the names down on a piece of paper in front of you. It is common to say, treat others as you would like to be treated yourself. However, different people have different expectations. You might like to be called by your first name when being greeted by a service provider. However, someone else might prefer to be referred to more formally with Mr., Miss, or Mrs. You should not just assume that people like things the same way you do. If in doubt about the level of formality to use, it is probably better to go for more formality rather than less to avoid offending anyone. The next is the three R's. It is important to be considerate about the psychology needs of different people. A very useful rules of thumb to go by is that on the three R's. First one is recognition. using names, greetings, and making a point of acknowledging people. And the next one is respect. Treating people with respect, value, and courtesy, and apologizing to them where the situation calls for it. And the next one is response. People do not want to be kept waiting, they need to be responded to. And the next one is wardrobe and hygiene. Dirty clothes, fingernail biting, fingernail biting, poor hygiene, unclean hair, and body odor, especially, can be a real turn off. It can be difficult having to tell someone they have body odor, but it is necessary, especially if the person has to deal with others and outside clients. Next one is cracking inappropriate jokes. Etiquette is all about behavior and sensitivity. For example, cracking jokes at times where it is inappropriate or inappropriate jokes in general shows a total lack of sensitivity. It have been surprised to still hear some men at work make jokes about women and the way they look. Also, jokes about race and disabilities are most certainly inappropriate at any time. Next one is showing gratitude. Thanking a person where the thank you is warranted is simple politeness. Actually, making a point of showing some sort of gratitude where someone has gone out of their way for you or performed a task that is not part of their job description is very important and actually makes for better interpersonal communication in the future. The next one is telephone etiquette. Being treated rudely on the telephone or left on hold is not professional. Making promises and then not keeping them or following through is also unprofessional and projects a poor image to the people on the receiving end. Next one is 5 business etiquette sins. First one, not greeting or using a name. When people in business ignore a simple greeting and acknowledgement, they are losing out on building a relationship and possibly a sale. People feel respected when they are greeted, and if their name is known and used it in is always impressive. Something as simple as eye contact, a smile, just using some basic social skills in order to make them feel welcome. For example, say something like good morning, welcome, how can I help you? Rather than yeah, can I help you? Next one is leaving people waiting. Leaving people waiting, especially if they have an appointment without any kind of explanation or apology, is rude. Waits can be 5 minutes or, in some cases, over an hour. Whichever, a simple apology of explanation and time frame is all that is needed. And the next one is interrupting. Often people will just barge in and interrupt a conversation or meeting that is occurring without even apologizing to the people involved, which is very impolite, even for a senior manager with an important issue. Mobile phones can cause problems with people taking calls in the middle of meetings. And the next one is lack of courtesy and respect. Often, a customer making an unusual request will receive quite negative reactions and will be treated as if they have no right to make such a request. When someone has a special requirement or seems demanding, they should still be treated politely and with respect. Rules can be explained and enforced, but it does not mean it has to be done with attitude. Breaking a confidence. If someone tells you something in confidence, it is not acceptable to go around telling other people about it. These behaviors create a negative impression of your business. Successful organizations often have one thing that is embedded in the way the organization works, and that is a high standard of business. And and the next one is business etiquette in meetings. Socialize the attendees of the meeting before the meeting starts. Speak about the weekend, your interests, and any other nice conversations. Stand up when being introduced to someone and exchange your business cards. Be punctual. Being on time will reflect that you are dependable and committed. Sit upright at the same level as everyone else and don't cross your legs, as that could be viewed as inappropriate. Dress appropriately. Business attire is required for all business meetings, that is, formal pants, a shirt or blouse, and a jacket with formal shoes. No need to pull out a lady's chair for her, as this can be viewed as gender biased. And the tips for communicating in a meeting: be concise and clear, be straight to the point, and don't repeat yourself. Make sure you are well prepared. Speak out loud and clear so everyone can hear you. Listen well and do not interrupt. Interrupt only when you think it is necessary and allow others to express themselves. You can drink something during a meeting like coffee, tea, and water. Do not put your phone out. Keep it in your bag or pocket, and do not send any text messages during the meeting. If you have to take a call, apologize for the interruption and take it outside the meeting room. Make sure it is quick. Take notes in the meeting so you can follow up later with an email or minutes of meeting document. If you choose to record the meeting on your phone and not to use a paper and pencil, make sure that you inform the attendees of the meeting that you are recording. The essentials in business etiquette: be competent, be reliable and honest, have integrity, make sure you respect others and support others, upgrade yourself, be positive, staying work focused. Don't forget. Thank you.